We're bringing the news conference live about four.
Okay,
Insert the order.
there it is. Got the recording going now.
Okay. I guess the recording will be off of yours. If you can send me the
Yeah,
recording,
yeah, yeah,
then
I will. I will.
okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of In the Eyes of Truth. And today, for the first time, we have no other than Larry Johnson. I don't think I need to describe who he is. His legend goes well before him, and his shirt, you can see it from a mile away before the legend even arrives. So, and I don't have shirts like that color. Mine are all, uh, less colorful, and I admire that shirt. That is a very cool shirt.
This way
Larry,
they can use me to mark a landing zone, okay?
speaking of landing zone or bombing zones, or what aboutisms? We've got this article that Hexeth is now doing a conclave of over 100 generals. I mean, in my military career, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
That senior general, so it's 4 and 3 stars.
It's everybody 1 star up. So
Wow, 1 star.
one, two, three, and four. It is a reminder that of how uh, uh, I guess overgrown the U.S. military is. You know, we've got more general officers now than actually we had in World War II, during when we had far more. We had millions, about 2 million men and women in uniform in the various services. But now we've got far less than that, and we've got more officers. So it's a job. I call it a jobs program for white guys.
Well, it's not only white guys anymore,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
white gals anymore. Yeah, I remember some of the cuts going through the military, and you would notice that they'd cut a lot of people in the sergeant's ranks, in the mid, and they really didn't cut junior officers, but they cut mid-ranking officers. But if you made lieutenant colonel, they tended to cut you by promoting you up.
yeah.
So they cut the position and they just promote all those people up. So I guess that's where they all landed.
Well, yeah. Well, think back to let's see, summer of 1990. The commander of SOCCENT, Special Operations Command CENTCOM, was a colonel.
Hmm.
A guy I worked for, Colonel Larry Dugan. And it was after he retired that summer in July that they made it into a 1 star billet. So,
Inflate the positions, inflate
yep.
them up.
And the same with, I saw it at JSOC. JSOC, I guess, when I first started working with it back in 1989, it was, I think, a 2 star position. But then by the time of 2015, 2016, it's a 3 star with two-star. Yeah, it's just, he said it's great inflation. You know, these meetings normally would be handled over a secure video teleconference,
Right.
civets.
Absolutely.
Um, so they're not doing that, which suggests that um, it's something so sensitive that they want to deal with it in person. Um,
Is it because the Israelis might be listening in?
yeah, definitely a possibility.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
were before.
um, so, but but is this to um, is there going to be a coordinated military action with the various, because you got European Command, Africa Command, Indo-PACOM, Southcom, Northcom. So it's like in CENTCOM. So
Every-
if you're bringing all of the, I guess I would estimate per each of those commands. Good Lord, there's got to be probably 8 generals, admirals per command. So, right there, you're dealing with 40, 50 people. And then you haven't gotten into the other sort of non-theater syncs,
Right.
TRADOC, Stratcom, Spacecom, so um, the fact that you're calling all these people from all these different areas, maybe they're talking about some massive reorganization.
Maybe.
That's a
I
possibility.
mean, that's what, I mean, theoretically, that's what a hexath was supposed to do was cut heads because of the bloated structure. But I haven't seen them do anything of that. I
Yeah,
mean, they
yeah,
relieved a couple of people, but they replaced them right off the bat.
correct, correct.
So they haven't cut any jobs. I mean,
Yeah,
so that's interesting. You think they may be aiming for Venezuela?
yes, definitely. We if you go back, if you go back and look at the period prior to, in fact, I haven't. I should do this. I know that there was a buildup, a deployment of naval and air assets in and around Iran, into the Middle East, into the Indian Ocean. I looking
Mhm.
back, I would like to go back and see when that movement first started. I would bet you it started before June 13th, which was the surprise attack by Israel on Iran, which would suggest that the United States
Right.
knew what was going to happen and was doing that. So what we've got now is, let me see, I can pull it up. I've got the actual numbers. It's pretty impressive. Oh, so you've got four guided missile destroyers that have been deployed to the waters off the coast of Venezuela. You've got one missile cruiser. You've got one littoral combat ship. You've got three amphibious ships carrying Marines. Then, so so they call this, I guess, the Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group. You've got one submarine. You've got the Marine, the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, which is about 4,500 personnel. So, you're putting a military force into the area to do what? I mean, just from a clear, what's the
Well,
military objective other than to uh, try to kill Maduro? That's not even a military objective. That's a criminal act, a violation of international law. But that's looks like what we're getting ready to do.
well, the Marines, I mean, you got enough Marines to capture a beachhead, but not really hold it. Because 4,500 against a nation that has a military and militia of over 3 million. Okay, granted, most of them aren't going to be very well trained, but
Yeah.
still, I mean, that's not a force that can hold a beachhead for very
Right.
long. But are there any signs that Army units on a division level or at least brigade level are preparing to ship
So,
out?
so
Airborne units are overseas.
yeah. So far, nothing on that front.
Hmm.
Have you ever been to Venezuela?
No.
Okay, so um, from like the international airport is down on the coast at the beach,
Mhm.
essentially. But then you've got like almost an hour drive from that airport up through a mountain pass, essentially. So any ground approach to the capital by any kind of ground force is I can't. It'll be a nightmare. It'll be.
Oh,
Uh, it's just an operational nightmare. From uh, the ambush opportunities are just ample. Um, so then the notion that, well, okay, they'd lift them with a helicopter, do helo lift up into Caracas again. The Venezuelan army is equipped with a hefty amount of surface-to-air missiles or shoulder-fired surface-to-air missiles. Uh, so
well,
they could be taking those helicopters down right and left. So this is, I think we're going to do what we did at the early days in Baghdad back in 2003, and on January 16th, 1991, we're going to bomb them, which will accomplish nothing. Just like we bombed the Houthis.
yeah, and the Yugoslavs and God knows how many other countries.
Yeah.
You know, there's another point with those helicopters. Let's go to modern technology. One of the reasons Russian helicopters, transport helicopters, don't fly near the front is, like it or not, but drones do a very good job on a helicopter,
Right.
especially a heavy troop carrier. Black Hawk, one drone, one $5,000 drone, and that Black Hawk's gone.
Hmm.
Chinook, I mean, that's a target. It's a massive target. You know, how would they fly those in?
Well, and
That'd be
that's
drones all over the place.
yeah, and that's one of the interesting things that the Venezuela has just signed a strategic security agreement with Russia, or a treaty with Russia, and one of the provisions of that
Mm-hmm.
treaty is Russia's providing them training, drone training. So um, this,
Mm-hmm.
the criminal conduct of the United States, particularly of Donald Trump right now, is so egregious. But I also blame the U.S. military chain of command that in this latest incidents off the coast of Venezuela, where U.S. military assets have been used to target boats, cigarette boats, allegedly carrying narcotics.
Mm-hmm.
And I emphasize allegedly because having looked at the video and listened to the claim. So the claim is this: that this one cigarette boat, the first one they attacked, 60-foot long, 4 outboard motors, was carrying drugs, fentanyl, to the United States. Well, from the closest port in Venezuela to the Florida Keys, closest distance, that's over 1,300 miles. Well, that
Oh, yeah.
boat with four outboard motors can only go about 250 miles before it needs to refill. And I did the calculations, so they'd essentially need close to 340 5-gallon jerry cans. I'm not sure what the jerry can is in terms of liters in Russia, but uh, they need over 300 of those. Well, hell, that fill up the whole damn boat with jerry cans. Where would you have room to put drugs? So the point was, it was a lie. That it was an
Oh, yeah.
absolute lie. It didn't represent a threat. The order was given to attack. Now, think back on your military career, either with the U.S. military or with the Russian military. Were you ever given rules of engagement where they said, okay, hey, if you see somebody and you think they're bad, you can go ahead and kill them?
You know, the U.S. military doesn't go anywhere without rules of engagement on
Right.
anything. Absolutely. But there's another question, though. Fentanyl. Who cooks fentanyl? The Sinaloa cartel cooks
Yes.
fentanyl.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
just across the border. Why would they be bringing it from Venezuela?
They're
They
not.
can walk across the border.
Yeah. No, that's it's all a lie. What bothers me is we don't have a single general officer in that chain of command at Southcom or whoever else was involved with the targeting that resigned in protest to say,
Never seen a
I'm not going to
with that.
participate in an illegal act. This is an act of murder. This is,
Yeah, yeah,
even let's assume even if they are carrying drugs, stop the boat, seize the cargo, arrest the people.
yeah, yeah,
Instead, you blow the hell out of it. You kill people. I mean, this just casual disregard of human life has become
yeah.
just such a hallmark of Western policy.
Oh, it's insane. I can honestly say, well, I'm not going to count the cadet years I spent, but 11 years of duty. I have never seen a general or any senior officer, colonel, major, anybody resign over any command, or for the most part, really protest anything.
Yeah.
And I've known two generals who were, people I would respect. They were both one stars. Actually, one of them was a colonel when I served under him. General Griffin, God rest his soul, he passed from cancer last December. And he was a former Marine. Grunt. He started his career there. And General Hardin, who was a one-star general, who, by the way, was smoking. When I met him, put his arm around my shoulder, asked son, okay, tell me what's going on over here. He's, want a cigarette? And I'm like, no. Because that was anti-PC from hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoops, she froze up there. Come back.